and maybe edit that out. Something.
It's not a walkthrough, playthrough, review, anything like that. It's just me playing the game badly so you can see what it looks like.
This is Bird Invaders, because we obviously don't have enough invaders. Use the arrow keys to move and shift to fire, because joysticks haven't been invented, have they? Where are those keys? I'm nowhere near the thing. Shift to fire. God, okay. Return to start. Oh well. Okay. Oh, that's it keeps moving. You just push the button once briefly and it will keep moving in the direction you've pointed it until you tell it to go the other way. That is... Well, I guess they were just trying to be different, but it's not... It's not the way gamers played back in my day, except this was made back in my day. It's just not very good. Was this programmed in BASIC, do you suppose? I mean, I shouldn't disrespect the programmer. They've done a better job than I could possibly do. And I do like that boom sound when you blow the birds up. Yeah, because it's got a nice echoey effect to it. But in terms of being a fun game, not really. Lack of joystick support, lack of any meaningful gameplay, really. And the fact that the ship keeps going in the direction it's going in until you tell it to go the other way, so it can't stop. I bet if you could stop, you could probably just stand somewhere on the screen and not move, and you wouldn't die. Nothing would ever touch you. It's probably not the spot where it is at the moment, but I just don't want to move. It can just sit there. Let's see what happens. How long will it continue to not die before... that long. Okay, cool. That's Bird Invaders on the Commodore 64. Well, the movement is smooth and that boom sound is nice. That's about all I've got to say about it, really. I mean no disrespect to Mohammed Asari. He's done a better job than I could do. I just don't intend to play it again. Yeah. Okay, thank you for watching.
Hello. Today's question for Q&A is from Tony Bell. Link to his channel down there. Tony asks, for Q&A, why did anyone actually buy the Amstrad CPC? Loving the video, by the way. There's more than one. Why did people buy the CPC? The very short answer is I don't know, but I could speculate. So what I think may actually not be the answer. First I'll tell you what do I think about the Amstrad CPC, because I like to mess around on Twitter, and anyone who follows me on Twitter might be aware that I appear to dislike the Amstrad and think it's a piece of crap. I don't. I think the GX4000 is a piece of crap, but I do like to take the piss out of the Amstrads and appear to hate them and think they're crap. Just because it annoys certain Amstrad fanboys. I imagine most of them probably know I'm just taking the piss. Maybe not all of them, I don't know. I mean, I don't do it that often, but it is my instant reaction when anyone says Amstrad is like, piece of crap. To be honest, I'm not a fan of Alan Sugar. I think he's a horrible person. But anyway, The Amstrad CPC, well, I like the 464 and the 6128. I've got both. I haven't got either of the pluses. I did have a plus. I can't remember which one it was. Probably a 464 plus, but it never worked. Or at least I presume it never worked. I never had a power supply or a monitor or whatever that was necessary to make it work. So I never got to find out, but it looked like it had coffee spilled all over the keyboard. So it probably didn't work. Bought it for like a couple of quid off of a flea market many years ago. Future was 8-bit mug. It is, yeah, well, you know, it's not product placement. I was given it for free. Thank you, Rod. Yeah, so I do like the Amstrads. When they came out, I mean, they kind of came to the 8-bit game a little bit late in the day. The Spectrum and the Commodore 64, which were their main competition, had been around for a long while. And the Amiga well, the ST at least was on the way. I remember being on a YTS course, and while I was still playing with my Acorn Electron, this lad, he had got a Amstrad 464, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then the next week he'd got an Atari ST, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I didn't know about the Amiga at this time. It wasn't out over here, I don't think. Anyway, I've forgotten where I was going with that. I think the thing is, it was something new and somewhat improved or more affordable. I mean, the Commodore 64 was not cheap. Things like the ST were at that time very expensive, if that was out in that kind of year, more or less around that time. You know, it was a cheap option that was not a Spectrum and was not a Commodore 64, was certainly cheaper than a Commodore 64, if not cheaper than a Spectrum. It got better graphics than a Spectrum. In some ways it's got better graphics than a Commodore 64. The aspect ratio, like the shape of the pixels or something, is not as chunky. I'm not a fan of Commodore 64 graphics. I don't like the colour palette. It's got better sound than the Spectrum, though I don't know about the 128. I mean, I've got a 128, got two, but I've never played any 128 games that take advantage of the sound. No, I think it was something different. It was an improvement to some degree over the Spectrum, in some ways maybe over the Commodore 64, or maybe just it was cheaper. And the idea of this computer with the built-in tape recorder, I mean, that was definitely, I can see that being a plus, in that you didn't have to try and nick your dad's tape recorder while he wasn't looking, and he maybe didn't want you to, or hadn't got one. Certainly that held me back for years with 8-bit computers. I had a ZX81 and I had an Atari 600 XL, and I didn't have a tape recorder that would work with either of them. So yeah, the fact that it had a built-in tape recorder, I think it probably caught a lot of people's eye. Maybe a lot of parents thought, yay, little Bobby, Billy, Oik, whatever, brat, can use his computer, her computer, and there's a built-in tape recorder. That's great, saves on cost, whatever. But I mean, on the downside, or was it a plus side? I don't know, the need for a dedicated monitor. You couldn't just plug them into the telly. You can get, and I've got, that, it's like a breakout box really. It's a separate modulator and power supply. I forgot what they're called, but I've got one for the 464 and one for the 6128. So you could plug them in the telly, but for a long while it was just like you had to have the monitor. It powered it and was the display. I think that was both a plus and a minus, because it added to the cost, but it meant you weren't fighting over the family telly. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, maybe they weren't such a cheap option after all, thinking about that. You see, I make these up as I go along. I haven't thought ahead. I think it comes down to a number of things. It was different. It's got a built-in tape recorder. The monitor means you're not fighting over the telly. So, and I guess the green screen monitor was not massively expensive. I don't know. I mean, I've got the colour monitor actually, and it's good quality. As I remember it. I haven't actually used it in a long while. I have access to it now. I should dig it out. And I have a camera that I can probably record using that camera and not get all the banding and everything that you get from filming a CRT, because I've got an SLR that will, if I find the manual, let me adjust the refresh rate, whatever it is. Might be able to record that. That'll be fun. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm rambling and waffling. Pick out an answer from all of that if you can. It's all speculation. In short, I don't know. I think it comes down to a number of reasons that I have waffled about. Okay. It's Wednesday. I should have this video out today. I plan to do a live stream tomorrow. Don't ask me what time, I don't know. I've got other stuff happening tomorrow as well. Yeah, sometime tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Live stream. Don't know what I'll be playing. Probably I'll have this camera pointing at the telly again. Probably won't be on a PS4. I might stream PS4 today actually. You never know, but yeah, I'll shut up now. Anyone else who's got any questions they'd like answering in a video like this, leave your question in the comments below and begin with for Q&A so I know not to just answer in the comments. And thank you for watching, and God knows why you would, because my God, I'm on a waffle at the moment. And maybe edit that out. Something.
Not without a knighthood. Not a chance. Anyway, Benway who? Oh. You lot. Hello? What? Oh. Please subscribe. Thank you. Can I go now?